It's Gorman in the morning with Fletcher and Ryder. Now, 92 KQRS.
Gorman in the morning. This is Minnesota's 92 KQRS. Good Thursday morning. It is October the 9th. Paul Fletcher.
Fourth step of the five-step program to the weekend.
There it is. Ryder?
Beer.
Yeah. Beer, baby.
I think the weekend starts tonight at Bald Man, doesn't it?
Bald Man Brewery, Egan, 5:30 p.m. Yes, indeed.
11 and a half hours. Countdown is on.
Are we already calling tomorrow a snow day? Is that what we're saying?
I don't know that I have the power, but I will try.
Okay.
All right.
Well, I guess that depends on just how much fun we have tonight. Mm-hmm. Bald Man, Egan, 5:30. Be there. Join us, won't you? Right now, why don't you join us for some headlines? Paul Fletcher, I'm feeling Minnesota.
All right. Well, hopefully you guys feel like you're in a safe place when we're here.
Yeah, sure.
Well, I can guarantee you now, because of Wallet Hub, they've put together a little study ranking the safest states in America based on 52 safety factors ranging from violent crime rates to financial stability to road conditions, etc. Minnesota came in at number 8.
Wow.
Really? Even with all the bears.
Yeah,
eating
top
people's
10.
faces. Still top 10. Okay.
Still top 10.
Very
and for the
cool.
second year in a row, by the way.
That's why I bring Chauncey with me every day, just an extra level of security.
Yeah.
You know, anytime anyone opens a studio door and he doesn't lift his head because he's sound asleep, he's just kidding. He's just like, he's playing, it's like rope-a-dope. He's rope-a-doping the world. Like, you don't think I'm paying attention, but if you make a move, I'm ready to hop.
He's lulling you to sleep just with his sleep.
Absolutely.
By the way, I know you're both wondering, Wisconsin, number 19.
Oh, sure.
Oh, that's because of the bears then.
There it is.
For sure. Hey, speaking of Chauncey, speaking of dogs, a dog named Eeyore flagged down a cop in Destin, Florida, and led them straight to an 86-year-old woman who had fallen and needed help. She was awake and alert when cops got there. In fact, check this out. This is the deputy talking about it.
I was really worried at the start of the call just because it's nighttime and the area is somewhat wooded. But when he ran up to my car, I got really excited. I was like, oh, maybe, he can lead me to her. I've seen movies where it happens, so I was hoping that maybe, he could do that. I was glad to hear her voice, so that I knew that she was alert and conscious, that she was okay. Eeyore's the main hero here. He deserves lots of belly rubs. He deserves a steak dinner. That dog did everything.
Yeah, get that dog a freaking steak.
You know what?
Nice.
He deserves a new name, too, because Eeyore's awful.
It's not a great name for a dog. Why would you give a dog a steak if he doesn't eat steak all the time? You're just going to upset the digestive tract.
Yeah.
And he won't understand the reward system. He's a dog.
Okay.
His brain's the size of a cashew.
That's right.
Okay.
I like it. Get him a pup cream.
Sure.
Just want to straighten that out. You know what?
Okay.
No, just give him his same old food, and then you don't have to clean up something at 3 a.m.
Noted.
That's my experience.
Yeah, this seems like a problem you've had.
Yeah.
It's spot on.
Just
You're
give him
totally
some
correct.
extra scratches.
The Smashing Pumpkins are celebrating the 30th anniversary of 1995's Melancholy and the Infinite Sadness by introducing the OG Goth Smoothie. It was created with organic food retailer Erewhon, which has no locations near us. The smoothie has just got a bunch of super fancy ingredients, but what caught my attention is it goes for $19.79.
I was just going to say, as far as I know, Erewhon's just in L.A. I've never seen it anywhere else. If you want to go in there, I can tell you a true story. My son went to Erewhon last week with a guy he's working with. They went in for lunch, and he goes... Yeah, he called. He goes, I just left Erewhon. I go, oh, boy, I know where it's going. He goes, I just got like 6 pieces of sushi and a chicken roll, something, and I drank water from the fountain. It was $41. And I was like, yeah, that's how that works. So if the Smashing Pumpkins have a smoothie, I'm surprised it's under $20.
Well, it's 1979, which,
Oh, right. That makes sense.
I will say that, but still, that's a lot for a smoothie. But I will say this. A portion of the proceeds will go to Concussion Legacy Foundation, a nonprofit dedicated to supporting veterans, athletes, and others affected by concussions and CTE. Billy apparently serves on the board. But, God, that's an expensive smoothie.
Fair enough.
A Minneapolis man is accused of stealing over $16,000 worth of purchases from Target customers while he was working as a shipped delivery driver.
Oh.
Kang Hu Huang, 25, is charged with 1 count of theft by swindle, which sounds kind of fun, actually.
Man, that's a great charge.
Yeah. Huang allegedly would mark the items as delivered and then take the items with him. Items like Shark and Dyson vacuums, a Roku TV, a 50-inch Samsung Smart TV, and more.
Everything you need.
Yeah.
That's right.
Wow. I can watch TV and keep the floors clean.
That's right. Kid Rock is urging artists like Pearl Jam to join his campaign against ticket companies to fix ticketing for fans and artists. Kid Rock met with Attorney General Pam Bondi to address the issue of ticket price gouging and lack of transparency in the industry. The Federal Trade Commission filed a lawsuit against Ticketmaster and Live Nation for illegal ticket resale tactics, and Steve is getting a headache.
It's like the one thing we can all unite on. We're tired of paying so much for tickets.
It feels a little disingenuous coming from Kid Rock, though.
I'm curious at the timing. I'm curious at the timing.
Yeah. I want attention.
I thought it was funny when he said, "I wonder if Pearl Jam will get back on the horse." Like, dude, they had you by 30 years.
Yeah.
Don't. And I'm sorry. The thought of Kid Rock and Pam Bondi having a summit meeting, it just gives me a headache.
Oh man, what do you think he was wearing?
I don't know, but my favorite,
a belt buckle.
I saw this happen, and my favorite tweet that I saw was someone wrote, "Kid Rock makes music for people who have tattoos of their children, but not custody."
Wow, that's fantastic. I'll bet you if Kid Rock and Pam Bondi tried really hard, they could brown a piece of toast together.
They could.
An Indiana woman has the Guinness World Record, or is at least attempting, for her collection of 2,318 items related to Batman villain the Joker. Her name's Megan Pierce, and here she is going through some of her items.
Hello, my name is Megan Pierce, and I'm attempting to set the Guinness World Record for the largest collection of Joker memorabilia, and today I'm going to show you a few of my favorite items in my collection. I have some of the Joaquin Phoenix Joker, Jack Nicholson Joker, Heath Ledger Joker, and the Jared Leto Joker, and quite a few other comic book magazines that I've collected over the years.
I like how she gets all of the actors in there.
Yeah, she got to. It's important.
Oh, it's important to distinguish which Joker it is, you know?
Man,
everybody's got to have their thing.
That's a thing to have.
Yeah.
Let me tell you.
Yeah, it is.
2,318. I mean, I don't care what it is. If you got 2,318 of anything, that's pretty impressive.
Poor penguin. No one cares.
Disrespected. Disrespected. Cops in Florida were booking a 51-year-old guy who into jail when they put him through an X-ray and realized he had a full-size thermos where the sun don't shine. They say it's the biggest item they've ever seen someone try to smuggle in like that. Here's the legendary Polk County Sheriff Grady Judd talking about it.
So we put everybody through a body scanner to make sure that they're not trying to bring guns and knives and drugs into the jail. Well, you might have thought Walter was bringing drugs into the jail. He brought a thermos into the jail. He put it up the exit ramp. He said, well, I put that inside my body 24 hours earlier.
Oh.
The deputy saved his life.
All right, enough fun and games.
Holy smokes.
There's Walter. Walter White?
Yeah, my
God.
God.
Wouldn't do that.
He's trying to bring his own soup in or something? What's happening?
I don't think it's soup.
Well, there's really no telling. I'm just, the human body's an amazing thing.
It can endure so much.
It really can. All right, let's get excited.
Amazing human bodies.
The puck drops tonight. A thermos is bigger than a puck, isn't it?
Yeah.
The puck drops tonight in St. Louis, the Wild, at 7 p.m. Let's turn it around, fellas. We got a couple of great players locked down. We've got a tremendous young roster, a bunch of guys going to get a lot of time on the ice. And I was looking at last season's stats. Only way to go really is up. And last season didn't feel like a baton death march. You know, we got into the postseason, blah, blah, blah. But, I mean, looking around, 25th in the league for goals. They scored 2.7 a game. The Wild gave up 2.9 a game. That right there, it's like, ooh, wow, really? 18th in the league in minus 11 goal differential. 21st in the NHL on power play goals, percentage-wise. You know, just a lot of... And, of course, we were dinged up, injuries and all kinds of things.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is, if this team stays healthy, it's just going to be trending in the right direction all season long. Let's get it started tonight in St. Louis. The Blues are favored at home, but then again, we've not seen either team play, so it means nothing. Go ahead and put the house on the Wild.
All right.
Yeah,
Yep.
I like that. We do start with some significant injuries right out of the gate, but hopefully they are short-lived.
They're short-lived. I feel good about
they're
it.
short-lived, for sure.
I know nothing about what I speak, except this. The Toronto Blue Jays are everybody's best friend.
Hell yeah.
Listen to this from last night.
Jeff Hoffman trying to finish the job. His 1-2 pitch. There it is! The Toronto Blue Jays have punched their ticket to the championship series.
Yeah, buddy.
And not only eliminating the Yankees, but doing it in the Bronx, which is always just so nice to see. How about that?
They don't experience that feeling very often.
It's never often enough. Also around the playoffs, really quickly, I said yesterday the Brewers were just a thrashing machine.
Yes.
But the Cubbies got one over on them last night, although it was close. The Cubs got 4 in the first, and then the Brewers chipped away, had runners in scoring position, in the top of the ninth. Very, very well hit ball. Great play over at the plate. Long story short, the Cubs got a win. It was tight.
Fly the W.
Fly the W. I do believe the Brewers are still your. That's the best team I've seen anyway. The Dodgers gave it up to the Phillies. That series is moving on. Tigers, Seattle tied at 2. I love that the division, these series are only 5 games. You don't get to a 7-game series till the championship series of each league. That is awesome because you can't turn away.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember the last time I saw a schedule that had 4 baseball games in the same day, and I was like, oh, awesome. They're making some changes to the grand old sport, and all of them are making it far more interesting to me.
Okay.
If you will.
All right.
Ramsey! Come on, Ramsey. Give it up for Ramsey.
Hell yeah, Ramsey.
Gotta love Ramsey. It is the season now. We are fully accepting and understanding, and it's totally cool for all your Halloween crap. Go ahead, put it up. It's
Bring
October.
it
We're good. Hell, it's already the second week of October.
For sure.
There's one house, though, that is answering the question, can you go a little too far? And the answer is, oh, yes, you most certainly can.
Okay.
Gorman in the morning. Coming right back. 92 KQRS. Streaming from 92KQRS.com. Gorman in the morning is back. 92 KQRS.
Gorman in the morning, Minnesota's 92 KQRS. Halloween is right around the corner. And, you're probably already seeing decorations out. Neighborhoods are starting to get all turned out. My former neighborhood in Nashville was, for that city, it was the Halloween neighborhood. By which I mean a whole bunch of people long time ago, like in the 80s, decided let's all compete with each other like the a-holes we are and out Halloween everyone.
Sure.
Didn't have any idea we moved into a neighborhood where the pressure was on. It's like, that's all you're doing? Just some lights? I'm like, yeah. What? It's for my kids think it's cool. I'm 38 years old. What do I need? And then 2 years later, I've got like a full cemetery in the front yard. I got lights on the roof. We're all going crazy. But in South Carolina, there's a family that has taken the old decorate the house to an extraordinary new level.
Okay.
This is one of those times when I wish this was a TV show because we can't show you the video of this illusion.
I'm working on it.
This house, it will be on our socials. They have a house that, it appears to be engulfed in flames.
It really does look like
to the point where neighbors are calling 911 every night.
Oh no!
People see it and go, "Oh my God, that house is full of fire," and it's not. It's. I don't know how they're doing this. There's smoke, and you look in every window of the house and you see flames rising. It is an astonishing illusion, and that's all it is. They're fine. This is just something they love to do. They've upped their game, and now this is a family that has over the years they add every year. There's something more. There's something more. There's like a small airplane fuselage that looks like it's gone nose down into their front yard with skeletons in the seats.
Oh,
they're
really?
going for it.
Wow, that's
They've got a
insane.
full-size casket full of candy bars. You walk by and take a giant candy bar out of the casket. They're going way over the top. But this house on fire it's extraordinary. Whatever that would cost, I think that's worth it.
It's got to be a fog machine, right? I mean, generating that smoke?
Sure.
I mean, it's unbelievable.
Well, the smoke is easy. There's a million ways you can do that. Yeah, dry ice or a fog machine, you can buy those.
Yeah.
But to make an entire house look as if it's engulfed in flames.
That's true.
That's projectors. That's I don't know what that is other than it's badass.
Because I'm sitting here staring at it right now, and you're right. You're right. The smoke part would be the easy part, but making it look like it's not lights and whatnot behind the windows, making it look like it's actually fire it's astonishing.
I'm always looking for a good Halloween display. I'm sure there are plenty in the general Twin Cities area where the other neighbors are like, oh man, those guys are really top notch.
Head to Elizabeth Reese's neighborhood, Longfellow neighborhood, kind of over by the Blue Door or whatever.
Okay.
There's a lot of people who it's just bodies through the entire yard, like it's
really?
the full cemetery and all the skeletons and everything.
Oh,
going
nice.
Nuts.
That is cool.
So,
all right.
Yeah.
Well,
we got it too. We don't have a house on fire yet.
The house on fire is extraordinary. However, I do look at this and I think to myself, you're just tempting that miscreant up the street.
Yeah.
There's that one kid that's failing out of algebra and thinking about, maybe I'm pull the plug on this whole high school thing. It's the boy who cried wolf. Everybody thinks it's actually on fire, so the fire department's going to stop coming. Mm-hmm. And then one thing's going to lead to another. I don't know. You're tempting fate when you go with the whole, look, it looks like my house is on fire.
Somebody who likes to live dangerously.
I guess so.
Yeah,
that's what Halloween's for.
Okay.
I don't know about you guys. I have crossed a bit of a Rubicon. I'm asked to tip pretty much everywhere I go now.
Yeah.
65% of us say we've had it up to here with tipping.
Where's that?
So 35% of us are liars?
Wow. Good point.
Yeah, that's fair.
Tipping. Listen, tipping's not just a city in China. That's what I used to say in the tip jar. One of my first jobs.
Huh.
Hey, it does the job.
Yeah.
I'm totally fine. I go to a restaurant, I sit down, I have waiter service. I fully expect to give at least 20% to that person.
Yes.
That's just part of the gig. I don't question it. I just go with it. And it's easier to come up with what 20% is than 15. My math.
That's fair.
I can do 10 times 2 quicker than 10 plus half of 10 plus, forget it.
Yeah.
20%.
Yep.
And by the way, that's standard. If the service is great, I'll even go higher. Because I just think, hey, these guys are working hard for a living. However.
And that's how they get by, because their salary, their pay is almost nothing. So it's their livelihood.
Okay, now let's talk about coffee shops. Now, it used to be, in the day, we used to use this stuff called money. And I got it. And there would be a jar, and you'd pay your overpriced latte, and you gave them a $5, and they'd give you back $1 and change. And there's a jar, and you're like, well, here's 36 cents. I'm not going to miss it. And over the course of an 8-hour shift or 6-hour shift, you're helping those guys out a lot. And I get it. No one uses cash anymore. And so it's like, holy crap, they need those tips. I don't mind tipping someone at the coffee shop. When I put my card in the little slot, if it says, do you want to add a tip? Fine. This is what drives me crazy. Because everywhere you go, they say the same thing. Here, put your card here. It's going to ask you a question. It's like,
sure.
I don't know why, but that grinds my gears to no end.
It's because when you were at the coffee shop and they had the little tip jar, you just did it. It was not in your face. They didn't say, oh, hey, by the way, there's a little jar over there.
Yeah. It's like, I know. It's going to ask me a question, and I'm going to read it, and I'm going to make my own decision. The idea, but it's the fact that everybody has the same, they were given this line, just say this. And I know that Starbucks and Caribou and every other coffee shop in the world did a market study. What line is the least offensive to the customer? Well, it pisses me off. That's it. That's me, grumpy old man on my porch. I'm like, I will give you $1, but don't tell me it's going to ask me a question. There's something about that. It's just so dumb. Just say, hey, if you want to add a tip, you can do that on this little machine.
Okay.
Or
all right.
turn the screen around to me like you're going to do and just let me read that it says.
Yeah. Oh, I'm talking about the thing where you actually tap your card. It'll say right there. It'll pop up, especially to drive-through. Would you like to add a tip? I know it's good. Don't tell me it's going to ask me a question. It's not asking me a question. It's a machine. It's doing what it's programmed to do.
Right.
You ask me the question. You tell me I have the option. By the way, it took Chauncey to get his nails ground the other day. I like the grinding better than the clipping.
Okay.
And afterwards they said, "Would you like to leave a little something extra for the groomer?" And I was like, "Don't you guys pay her enough?" It was a 6-second. It took like 1.5. It took 3 minutes.
That is a service and a skill, though.
It is a service and a skill. Oh, I tipped.
Okay.
I just was surprised to be asked.
Right.
Here's my thing. You're like, one place that we go a lot because the kids love the food is Subway. And now, like at fast food places over the decades, I've never, ever been asked to tip. But now I'm suddenly being asked to tip at these little spots. Yeah. I mean, they do a service for you. It's just we've never tipped in those scenarios before.
Yeah,
and so it's still weird to me.
If it was a mom and pop little sandwich shop, would you expect a tip? Is it just because it's a big chain and they got the big Subway money?
I think it's more. I mean, that's a valid point, but I think it's more just that we never were asked that up until the last maybe 5 years since the pandemic. I guess it maybe changed things a bit. I don't know, but we've never tipped those people before. So I don't know. But it strikes me as strange, and it throws me off when I'm asked to tip in those scenarios.
Would you give a tip for, let's say, an oil change?
No,
but other car service that I think takes more skills, I definitely would.
Okay.
Yeah.
Shh, don't say that out loud. Don't give my ideas.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think because, like, you do. There are several things. Like, I don't think twice about go get your haircut, costs a amount, but then you tip on top of it, even though it's a prearranged amount and this person's do it. But whatever, it's kind of like, I get it. I don't know. It's not even. I don't even mind tipping. I get it. It's just, you know what? It really crystallizes. I just hate the way it is. I don't like the approach. If I don't like the approach, it's going to really bug me.
I've got an idea.
What?
Let's be like Europe and just pay them more and just wipe out tipping altogether.
Hey, man, it'd make it a lot easier. Make it a lot simpler.
I love that. It's just like your bill is your bill.
I like adding something extra on when I get good service, especially if I'm a regular someplace.
Well, and you know what? In Europe, they do that. You are allowed to tip. It's just not expected. They never expect you to do that. But they say if your service is great, give them, and you feel like giving a little extra, go for it.
You know what else they do in Europe? If you win the lottery over there, you get every dollar. They don't take taxes out. So, rock on Europe. 651-989-ROCK is the Luther Westside Volkswagen talk and text line. What's the tipping? What protocols for you? Are we just turning into careless, like lack of humanity zombies here or what? I mean, what is happening with us in this tipping thing? Weigh in. The average person paid about $150 in the last year. In tips that they're not comfortable with. Not across the board, but tips they didn't want to pay, $150.
Okay.
You put it like that, it's kind of like,
Yeah.
Bad service, you're at a wait, and I don't mean at Subway. Like, you sit down, you make a reservation, you go to a restaurant, and then you find yourself waiting way longer than you think. The waiter screws up the order. Mm-hmm. It's just not great. Do you ever blank them, or do you just go to leave it at the base 15%? How do you handle that, Ryder?
Oh, I leave it at the base. I worked in food for a little bit, so especially with delivery drivers, so I know how they get taxed on the entire sale, not the money they make on tips. So I figure out how much money are they going to have to pay because I came in and leave just that.
Yeah, I think that's a big part of people's perspective on this is, have you worked in the food service industry?
Yeah.
Because once you get a look at what a racket it is, you're like, I feel bad for that guy. He's working this job. This is not the way it should be.
Yeah. I'm never stiffing anybody. I don't care how bad the service is. Especially it's because, if you're waiting for a while, it could be somebody in back's fault, not their fault. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I'm never stiffing them, but I'll scale it down if they're not great.
Another thing about me that's really silly and embarrassing, and I should get over it, but I'll just say this too. Like I don't like the question. I don't like when they say the machine's going to ask you a question at the coffee shop, as I said. Yep. This is going to answer you one question, and then you can go ahead and put your card in there. Yeah, I know. It's going to ask me for a tip, and I'll do it. Shut up. The kind of waiters, what I can't stand is the person who comes over and they're just so chatty, but you can tell they've been given all these tips on what to say. Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm my favorite wait situation is they come over, they look you in the eye, how's it going? Good to see you. I'll be here, and then just get away from me. Just be back regularly, but get in and get out. Just pop in, need anything, boom, leave. Mm-hmm. I don't want to chat. I just don't. I mean, it's fine if something happens and you're able to communicate, but the chatty waiter thing, and I'll be at dinner with people and they'll be like, that guy is amazing. I'm like, we're not friends. I want to talk to you.
Yeah.
I'm going to tip him. I don't know. There's just certain things about me, I guess.
My favorite servers say 0 words to me. I walk into the Eagles Club. They hold up a PBR. They look at me, and then I say thumbs up. They open it and set it down on the bar.
That right there is the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow.
Yep.
Man, we can all agree on that. It is time to play a game for some Paul McCartney tickets. We've got 2 callers ready to roll. A little something we call the Twin Cities Civil War. Yeah. Where's the leaderboard right now?
The all-time record, West versus East. West has a narrow margin of 3-2. And also, don't forget, our first legend of Twin Cities Civil War, Mike from Lakeville, went 8 for 8.
Oh, that's right. Okay, fair enough. Well, let's see what Kathy from Burnsville and Sean from St. Louis Park can do to see if they can become legends of their own.
Nice.
We're going to start with Kathy, representing the East. Kathy, good morning.
Good morning.
All right, I'm just going to start firing questions. You give us an answer. We're going to take the first answer you give. We will recap afterwards to determine if to figure out how many you got right. And if you don't like the sound of a question, just say pass. We'll move on to the next one.
Yeah, and feel free to answer before Steve gets done with the entire question if you're confident you know it. You can gamble like that.
You got it?
All right.
Here we go, Kathy.
Ready, set, Go.
Legendary former Yankee Alex Rodriguez now owns a controlling interest in which Minnesota sports franchise?
Timberwolves.
Minnesota became the 23rd state to legalize recreational cannabis for adult use on August 1st of what year?
2024.
An urban legend and conspiracy theory surfaced in 1969 said that Paul McCartney was killed in a car crash 3 years earlier. Hang on. I just gave the answer away. I'm moving on. What Minnesota State Park contains the headwaters for the mighty Mississippi River?
Oh, God, I know this.
26 seconds.
I can't. I don't pass.
Which University of Minnesota venue will host a performance by Elvis Costello this month?
Northrop.
The 8th largest in the country. What retail giant is headquartered in downtown Minneapolis with his flagship store located on Nicollet Mall?
Target.
What notable Minnesota folk musician introduced the Beatles to marijuana in New York City?
Pass.
Home of the Minnesota Wild. What's the new name of the 25-year-old arena in downtown St. Paul? Answer it.
XL.
Sorry, I had to give you a few extra seconds because I botched one question. Where are we at?
Well, we came up with 3 correct answers, which isn't bad.
No.
What we got wrong was the second one, guessed 2024. It was 2023, the year we legalized marijuana. And then it's Itasca State Park, where the mighty Mississippi starts. Yeah. Let's see here. What else? You passed on which Minnesota musician introduced the Beatles to marijuana. That was Bob Dylan.
Okay.
And the correct answer for the home of the Minnesota Wild, unfortunately, Kathy, is now Grand Casino Arena.
Yep.
It was kind of a tricky one, but 3 is good. 3 is respectable.
Three's not nothing.
The word "new" was in there. I'm gonna vouch for that. All right.
Yeah.
That's not nothing at all. Kathy, sit tight. We're on with Sean from St. Louis Park, representing the West Side. Sean, are you ready to rock?
Ready to go, man.
Don't be afraid to pass, and you can answer as soon as you know the answer. Here we go.
All right. Go.
Located more than 60 miles from company headquarters, Blue Earth, Minnesota is home to a 55-foot-tall statue of which vegetable mascot?
The Jolly Green Giant.
Paul McCartney shares the writing credits for the album Hard Day's Night with which other Beatle?
George Harrison.
Until recently, blue laws prevented Minnesotans from purchasing which consumable vice on Sundays?
Alcohol.
In Minnesota, the historical slang term cake eater refers to someone who lives in what affluent metro area city? You got it. Which Beatle was the original narrator on the children's TV show Thomas the Tank Engine?
Ringo.
What Minnesota-based publicly traded company has the New York Stock Exchange ticker symbol MMM?
3M.
Beating Arnold Schwarzenegger by 4 years, Jesse Ventura became the first former actor from the movie Predator to hold which statewide office?
Governor. The Body.
Which North Loop music venue shares a name with an iconic auditorium in San Francisco?
The Orpheum.
All right, let's see what we got.
All right, the second question, I didn't hear the answer correctly for A Hard Day's Night.
Okay.
Oh,
the other Beatle.
He said George Harrison. So,
okay,
so that was his one.
Yep, so you got that one wrong. That would be John Lennon. I'm happy to tell you, Sean, that every other one you got correct, except for the bonus question at the end. That would be the Fillmore.
We were looking for the Fillmore.
But everything else, you nailed.
Dude, Paul McCartney tickets, man.
Yeah, strong McCartney tickets, Sean.
6 tickets, or 6
Well done, sir. Very well played. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Fun fact, Thomas the Tank Engine, yes, Ringo Starr was the first narrator. They originally asked John Lennon.
Wow.
And he, in a letter to a friend, and this is, you can find it online, he was talking about it, and he goes, can you imagine that, asking a Beatle to narrate a children's show? And the answer, of course, was, well, they just asked the wrong Beatle, because, man, Ringo was great at that.
Oh, yeah.
Gorman in the morning. Coming right back. 92 KQRS. Streaming from 92KQRS.com. Gorman in the morning is back. 92 KQRS.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you very, very much.
Thank you very much.
Gorman in the morning, Minnesota's 92 KQRS. It is time, as it is Thursday, for Rank You Very Much. And we are very happy to have Matt Serwe in studio. KSTP's Matt Serwe. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
What's happening? Look at you up at the crack of dawn.
I can't remember the last time I woke up before the sunrise.
Oh, just rubbing it in our faces.
And a long drive, by the way. So props to you. Thank you.
Yeah, I came in from Hugo.
Whoa,
which, if you're not familiar, it's about 3 hours south of the Canadian border, but part of the Twin Cities metro.
Yeah.
Right. Shockingly so. Yes. Wow.
That's funny.
So proud of you.
That's a hellacious effort, my man. Well done.
I like all the land I have out there. It's good for our dog, but and it's a quick drive. Minnesota drivers know how to drive efficiently, we'll say.
Okay.
I would agree.
That's one way to put it. Sure.
Yeah, being entirely too generous, man.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've lived in some other towns where people are really, really bad drivers. We're not so bad up here.
You know what? We were just talking before the break. Matt has named Omaha as the drivers, the worst drivers in America, and you used to live in Omaha.
I will answer.
You concur?
I will answer with this.
Oh, and the high five.
Yeah.
All right, fair enough.
They are.
Suck it, Nebraska.
I lived there for 10 years, and it's like they have no concern for anybody else on the road. It just could care less.
It's unbelievable. I will drive through downtown Chicago with no cares, but if I'm driving down Interstate 80 going to work in Omaha, I'm fearing for my life.
Oh.
Or on Dodge. Dodge is like this really strange, like it's 4 lanes, 2 each way, but sometimes it's not, but sometimes it is, and you have to just kind of understand how the streets work.
So you have to dodge other cars. Makes perfect sense.
At times, yeah.
Yep.
And it's just
named.
it's what is it, a 40-mile-an-hour road? It's not even that fast, but it's just a disaster every time you're on it.
Does this apply to Council Bluffs as well, right across the river, or is it just Omaha?
Okay, Council Bluffs is its own special beast in a number of ways.
Okay.
But they're close enough. They've osmosified the bad driving ability.
Osmosified.
Yeah. Wow.
There's a word for the day.
Yeah, I like that.
Thank you very much. We are going to move on from traffic into food. Today's topic, as we are approaching the holiday holiday gluttony of the next few months.
Yeah, buddy.
Top food holidays. We're going to give you our top 3. And any sort of food holiday applies. There's very few rules here, Matt. Trust me, you can go off the grid to your heart's desire. Let's get started. Our number 3s. Ryder, kick us off.
Okay, number 3 is going to be Labor Day weekend grilling. And I'm going to tell you why this is better than 4th of July or Memorial Day weekend, because you're getting those tomatoes that we've grown here. Are in season. Yeah. You slap it on top of the burger, you're good to go.
Okay.
All right.
Labor Day weekend grilling.
Hell yeah.
I'd love to argue, but I can't. I'm a big fan of the tomatoes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, Fletcher, you're number 3.
I'm going to come at it with just, you know what? Halloween. Between the candy that I steal from my kids and all the creative Halloween staples that people have come up with over the years. Like, you do wonderful things with deviled eggs, and we do wonderful things with brie and mummy hot dogs and all that crap. It's like, I love it. Yeah.
What do you do with brie?
Yeah.
The mummy brie. It's like you put pastry over the top of mummy, over the top of a chunk of brie, and then you throw it in the oven for a little while, and it's fantastic. Yeah.
That's fancy.
Yeah.
Mummy brie. Fair enough.
We don't do it as much anymore, but we used to be, we lived in a great neighborhood where all the neighbors got together. We was one of those neighborhoods. And we're not in that neighborhood anymore, so we don't do it as much. But yeah, and some of the stuff people brought blew my mind. Like, where did you find this and come up with this idea?
I never even thought about Halloween as a food thing.
I thought the number one point for making Halloween making the list would be that it's so freaking easy. You just go to Target and you buy 10 bags of candy.
Yeah,
I thought
sure.
The point for Halloween would be that there's no work involved.
Yeah, but when you're having, and that's true, but when you're having an adult party, it's an opportunity to go all out and and see what kind of crazy Halloween themed stuff you can come up with.
All right,
righteous.
Yeah.
All right, number
like
3.
Brownies.
Matt Serwe, sir, you're number 3 food holiday.
Number 3, I'm saying specifically the first day of the Minnesota State Fair.
Oh, okay.
Wow,
and
that's
strong.
It has to be the first day. Now, our building there is downwind of Sweet Martha's Cookies.
Yeah.
And the first day, that smell hits just right.
Okay.
By day 4, day 5, day 6, you're like, oh man, and you've already ingested everything, so you're 75% butter at that point.
And then you're smelling your own sweat, which is just by that point toxic as all get out.
It's awful.
You take the smell home with you.
Yeah, right.
Pretty much. Wow.
Wow, that's a quick bell from Ryder on that one. She liked that call out.
I like that one a lot. I
think this is the first time I've ever been jealous of somebody's rank.
All right, my number 3. My number 3. You may not be aware of this, but it's on January 2nd every year. A very little known national food holiday, and I think it's placed there specifically to separate the wheat from the chaff, the real ones from the posers. All your New Year's resolutions, pshaw. I mean,
wow!
If you were going to be in shape, you'd be in shape. Stop kidding yourself. January 2nd. just grab a plate because it is National Buffet Day.
Ooh.
And I love that it's placed right there. Second day of the year. You did good yesterday? Really? You got up, you watched the Rose Bowl, did some crunches? Great. Go to a buffet and stop joking around. I like it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Still a fan of the buffet.
Fill it with salad. That's the challenge.
Man. It's really all about how clean is the sneeze guard. And then if I judge it to be clean enough, I'm going in. Ryder, let's move on to number 2.
Number 2 is just going to be good old-fashioned Christmas. And I know this means something different for everybody, but at my house, it means lasagna and cookies.
Lasagna and cookies, really?
Yeah. Grandma V worked at a defunct department store called Carson Peary Scott back in the day. So
my God, I remember that place.
So she needed to bake something that she could put in the freezer ahead of time. So that's how lasagna became the family tradition.
You know, my wife's family, you had her mom, Thelma Mitchell, good old country girl from Alabama, would make up all the Thanksgiving and Christmas staples. But then the Priola side from Dad and his aunts, it was Christmas and Thanksgiving traditionals with a whole lot of Italian sausage and lasagna and all the Italian stuff. Every year I was like, this is good living.
Sure.
Who knew?
Sure.
Whereas in the Gorman house, it was just bulk. Just a whole lot of whatever Mom felt like making.
Right, for sure.
Big family. It was really, flavor was optional, but amounts, never in doubt.
Right.
Fletcher, you're number 2.
Wow, I'm kind of dumbfounded right now.
Okay.
Because I thought, I'm going to come in here with number 2 and do the totally vanilla choice of Christmas.
Okay.
But what is confounding me right now is that on Christmas Eve, we do just my family, because my brother's family has stuff, and we go over to Mom and Dad's, and Mom does Swedish meatballs from Grandma's recipe, which is amazing. But then on Christmas Day, we do lasagna.
What?
I'm like Mom's homemade lasagna. It's unreal. And then she does a Jell-O salad that she only does on Christmas Day.
Okay.
And so, it's just like it's a no-brainer. In fact, it's creeping up. It might take, if we do this again next year, it might become number 1 because it's that 2-day is becoming pretty phenomenal.
Lasagna.
Christmas lasagna.
Yeah, we're in sync here.
I'll echo my mom married my stepdad when I was in 8th grade, and he has a big Italian family.
Okay.
And that's where I learned Christmas lasagna is very much a thing.
Yeah.
Well, okay, fair enough.
Well, so for the longest time, we did ham like you're supposed to do. And we all just kind of looked at each other. My brother, sister-in-law, me, my mom and dad went, we're kind of sick of this.
Yeah.
And Mom goes, what do you think about my lasagna? Because we all love it. And so it became a thing 5 years ago, 6 years ago, something like that.
Right on.
Yeah.
All right, number 2, Matt, what do you got?
Number 2, I'm giving Black Friday.
What?
Really?
Black Friday.
All right. I see where you're going here.
It's essentially Thanksgiving leftovers.
Yeah.
You're catching your second wind after what you did the day before, and you still have the turkey sandwiches. You still have whatever pie is laying around. And you have a bunch of college football on.
Yep.
What more can you want?
Pretty great. Pretty great. And, we always do the old Thanksgiving shepherd's pie with all the leftovers. You just put it all in the casserole, and then the next day you throw that bad boy in the oven.
There you go.
That's good living.
Steve, what you got?
My number 2, this has nothing to do with the fact that I just recently transplanted to Minnesota a few years ago. I have a lifelong obsession of mine. As long as I've lived, I've viewed it as a rare delicacy. Something that when I was a kid, I'd go to my friends' houses, and they would have them, and I'd be like, oh, my God, this is amazing. And as an adult, I really avoid these because the simple truth is I have a problem.
Okay.
When the dam breaks, there's no stopping it.
Yeah.
If you get an order for the table, it's going to come as an order for me. You cannot imagine how awful it is for me to live in Minnesota. February 2nd, ladies and gentlemen, is National Tater Tot Day.
Oh.
You think I'm kidding? To this day, I still look at tater tots and go like, oh, my God. It was the forbidden fruit of my childhood. For some reason, we never had tater tots. I was probably 7 or 8 the first time I ever had one, and I thought I had died and gone to heaven.
Hey,
I'm serious. I don't order tater tots because I like them too much.
When we're at Grand Casino Arena on the 13th for the Wild Game in the suite, you might have to order some of the new tater kegs.
Yes.
They just unveiled these. They basically brought the chefs there brought a bunch of State Fair staples to the arena.
Okay, well, but that's work, and so therefore the justification does hold up.
Yeah. Bring Steve all the tater kegs.
You just back off when they drop that bad boy down for your own safety. Trust me. All right, we've got number ones to get to. You feel free to share your favorite food holidays on the Luther Westside Volkswagen Talking Text Line 651-989-ROCK. Playing a game of Rank You Very Much. We are looking for our top food holidays. Feel free to throw your list on the text line 651-989-ROCK. I do have to ask, because I just noticed a text from Connie. She said, we make feet loaf for Halloween.
I haven't heard
feet
that.
Loaf. Please expound.
But you can imagine what that would look like. I mean,
I think so.
For sure. Also, let's point out Laura the Cheesehead for our guest.
Okay.
Matt is my favorite meteorologist. Watching him makes me happy.
Oh, thank you, Laura.
Wow. Look at that.
Matt, do you talk a lot about being from Wisconsin on air?
I do, because we share, part of our viewing area is Northwest Wisconsin, so I lean into it.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, her name in the text thread is Laura the Cheesehead, so that might be part of why she loves you so much.
That explains that. So well, you know what? We'll talk about that in a little bit. We got to get to our number ones right here.
Do you want to pay off the feet loaf?
Do we have an answer to what it is?
Yes, you use onion pieces for the toenails and ketchup where the ankles are.
Oh, okay.
So it's meatloaf that looks like feet.
Yep.
Fair enough.
We have
All right.
Steve speechless.
So fantastic.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
I've always said meatloaf is the all-time most overlooked and taken for granted staple of a classic American diet.
Absolutely.
Never had a bad piece of meatloaf, and I'm sure people have tried.
I have. But yeah.
All right, let's get to our number ones. Food holidays. Ryder, what do you got?
Oh, it's so obvious. It's the one food holiday where you don't have to pretend to like the food. We've given you the food that you want, and it is the Super Bowl.
Oh, there you go.
Yes, you got your nachos, you got your chips and dips.
Yep.
You know, if you're eating wings, you got your wings. It's just all of the things that you actually want to eat.
That's right. You get to stuff your face and then either celebrate or bitch about the halftime show, whichever you prefer.
That's right.
There's always, and for as long as I remember, there's only been one Super Bowl party where that unified. The halftime show actually brought the whole room together, and that was, of course, Prince. In 2007.
Yes.
Every other one I've gone to, it's great because it's we all complain and then we all appreciate. Well, that was actually amazing. That's the worst thing I've ever seen. It's great. The only time that it worked for everybody in the room was Prince, and that will forever be the case.
True.
Number one, Fletcher.
Well, Matt kind of actually jumped on it with his number two. I call it Thanksgiving weekend.
Okay.
Like Thanksgiving's fine.
Yeah.
But Friday, Saturday, Sunday, there's just something, it's a part of the cooking science, the science of cooking. When stuff has time to marinate and sit together with itself, it just becomes more flavorful.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Turkey sandwiches are leftover. My mom makes the best sweet potatoes on the planet. Green bean casserole, all that stuff tastes better on day 2, day 3, day 4. So Thanksgiving weekend.
Thanksgiving week 2020, the next day, Friday, woke up. We got the old Thanksgiving shepherd's pie leftover thing, that casserole, and I heat up a big batch of it for Marley, our daughter, who at the time, Matt was, 2020, she was 18, and she took 2 bites. She goes, "Oh my God, this is something spoiled." I go, "What?" She goes, "It's turned or something." She's like, I'm going to be sick. Like dead serious.
Oh no.
And I'm horrified. I'm like, how could this have gone bad? It's okay. Great news was she lost all of her taste because of COVID, and for the next 6 months, all she could eat was plain yogurt and bananas. But the Thanksgiving leftovers were fine.
They didn't spoil?
Wow.
They were fine. I was like, oh my God, I've never been more relieved to see my daughter miserable in my whole life. Number ones.
Rochelle texted in. She said Thanksgiving. I just thought the timing was good. You got to make that mashed potato moat with gravy and turkey as your castle.
Always. Yeah, of course.
Well said.
Number one, Matt.
Number one, day after Easter. Day after Easter. Why? Because I'm obsessed with jelly beans, and they're half off.
Wow.
They are half off, and I can stock up
really
for the entire spring and into summer with specifically Starburst jelly beans.
Oh, it's the Starburst. I was just going to ask if you had a favorite.
Yes, and I have a voracious sweet tooth, and jelly beans just crush that I want to get them cheap.
All right, Brock.
Fair enough.
Yes, no. I mean,
they're all right. I actually don't mind the black licorice ones.
Those are really good.
Yeah.
How about Jelly Bellies?
Of course, but it has to be a normal flavor. But you can't trust them anymore because people sneak the weird ones in there, and you have one of those, and all bets are off.
Yeah.
Oh,
The way Matt just said, of course, if we weren't on the air, he would have said, "Well, duh." That's what that was.
Yeah.
All right, my number one. No fixed date on this one. It's kind of like Christmas or Easter. It's a different. Thanksgiving or Easter. It's a different day on the calendar.
Sure.
But it is always the first Saturday in May. This is Kentucky Derby Day.
Oh.
The mint juleps flow like mother's milk for any self-respecting Kentuckian like myself. But it's also the one time of the year when the hot brown actually makes sense.
The hot brown
what the hell
mustard?
Is a hot brown?
The sandwich of Kentucky. The legendary hot brown. You're not hip to this. You take like a big
thing?
30, like thick Texas toast size piece of white bread.
Okay.
You throw some sliced roasted turkey breast on top, and then you just soak it in like a Mornay sauce, a rich, creamy sauce with like butter, flour, milk, and some grated cheese, some Romano Gruyere on top, and then you cover that with bacon strips, and then you cover that with sliced tomatoes, and then you eat it and hate yourself.
I was going to say hot brown in, hot brown out.
The hot brown. Oh, the hot brown. It looks unlike it. So it was invented at the Brown Hotel in Louisville in the 20s.
Okay.
It was a late night alternative to the traditional ham and eggs. It was just some drunk chef came up with this, and you put it all in and get it golden and bubbly on top, and it is extraordinary. But you only want it once a year, and that should be the first Saturday in May when they run for the roses, and you have so many mint juleps you actually think it tastes good.
Noted.
There you have it.
I don't know how
There's
that
the
doesn't
top 3.
taste good.
Matt, it's good to have you with us, sir.
I like being here. It's fantastic getting up early again.
We're gonna there he is, rubbing it in our faces again. We're gonna be talking about some weather related things here. I've got a few questions. I'm sure we all do. If you have a question for Matt, 651-989-ROCK. That's your Luther Westside Volkswagen talk and text line. But right now, business duty does call, and it's time for headlines. Paul.
All right, Wallet Hub put together a little study ranking the safest states in America based on 52 safety indicators, ranging from violent crime rates to financial stability to road conditions, etc. Matt, any guess, unless you already know? If you do, then just say so. But any guess on where Minnesota falls?
Minnesota, only because of road conditions, I think probably 5th.
Wow, close.
Oh, very high.
Number 8.
Okay.
There we go.
But the most important one is to let people know that Wisconsin was 19.
Oh, have you ever driven in Milwaukee? They have potholes the size of my car.
Yeah. Not ideal.
No.
A dog named Eeyore flagged down a cop in Destin, Florida, and led them straight to an 86-year-old woman who'd fallen and needed help. She was awake and alert when the cop got there. This is the deputy talking about the help she got from Eeyore.
I was really worried at the start of the call just because it's nighttime and the area is somewhat wooded, but when he ran up to my car, I got really excited. I was like, oh, maybe, he can lead me to her. I've seen movies where it happens, so I was hoping that maybe, he could do that. I was glad to hear her voice, so that I knew that she was alert and conscious, that she was okay. Eeyore's the main hero here. He deserves lots of belly rubs. He deserves a steak dinner. That dog did everything.
Steak and belly rubs.
Man.
Wow. I think
save the steak. Just go for the belly rubs.
I think the dog deserves a new name. Eeyore is awful.
Eeyore's not. That's not my idea of a dog that you're gonna have fun with.
No,
you're just setting up. He's just gonna be battling depression at all
he's
times.
Poor Eeyore.
Yeah,
I picture a basset hound that's just low to the ground.
Yeah,
sure.
Yeah. Unhappy. And the droopy eyes.
I guess you guys are having fun chasing tennis balls. I'll just be over here
licking my wounds.
No time for Eeyore.
The Smashing Pumpkins are celebrating the 30th anniversary of 1995's Melancholy and the Infinite Sadness by introducing the OG Goth Smoothie. It was created with the organic food retailer Erewhon, which has no locations near us. The smoothie is a bunch of super fancy ingredients, but what caught my attention is it goes for $19.79. Almost $20 for a smoothie.
I see chocolate and peanut butter in this thing, so I'm okay.
Oh, that'll work.
Yeah.
I mean, it's all hot, it's all good, really good ingredients, but it's over the top. $20 though? Come on.
So Corrigan's moving into the smoothie racket now.
Apparently.
Wow.
It's a limited thing. I will say this, the portion of the proceeds goes to the Concussion Legacy Foundation, a nonprofit dedicated to supporting veterans, athletes, and others affected by concussions and CTE, and Billy serves on the board. But that's still, that's a ridiculously expensive smoothie.
That is.
Got all those wrestlers to look out for.
That's fact.
That's right.
Let's talk sports quickly, if you don't mind. Tonight, 7 p.m., let's drop the puck in St. Louis.
Let's go.
Come on, Minnesota Wild.
Yeah, buddy.
This is the year.
You think so?
No, I don't know. What are you talking about?
You got my hopes up there for a second.
It's going to be a good year. I just like the idea of all of the stress of the fan base being alleviated with that deal Kaprizov signed.
Yep.
Hopefully, he similarly feels less stressed and is just going to go out there and let's have some magic. Kirill, let's go.
I would love that. A young guy to keep your eye on, Danila Yurov. I've got my some good info that he's a dude that's just going to ascend. He's only 21. He's Russian. He's just going to ascend as the season goes on. He's going to have to be put in a spot to succeed. Right now he's on the fourth line, which doesn't really help that. But another guy that's very much on our radar already. Zeev Buium,
Buium,
I've been told, is just count on him on the blue line for the next 10 years. He's just going to be a stud.
Definitely a lot of good young players on the team out there.
Yeah,
in baseball, the Milwaukee Brewers,
Let's go Brewers.
Gave one up to the Cubs last night, but they are still
Cubs.
heavily favored. Matt, you're a Brewers guy.
I worked at Miller Park for 2 years.
Did you really?
Nice.
Yep. I was actually offered.
Were you the bratwurst or were you the All-American Frank?
All-American Frank.
Yeah, man.
I was actually offered a full-time job in concessions there if I didn't go to college to do weather.
Really?
Hand to God, the owner.
That was just a coin toss at that point.
Wow.
No, I knew I wanted to do meteorology ever since I was
Okay.
like 16. So I was like, no,
right.
I'm gonna go do this. But
Got it.
that reinvigorated my love of baseball.
Man.
Well, that's
Very
a
cool.
really good reason to be a Brewers fan.
Yeah.
He worked there for 2 years. I've been to Wrigley Field twice, and I'm a big Cubs fan. So go Cubs. They probably don't have a chance, but
No, the Brewers like to collapse. Don't worry.
As long as we're talking
Fingers crossed.
Wisconsin, let's mention Plum City, shall we? Come on, right over there near Peartown.
good plums. I bet
Couldn't resist.
probably some good plums in Plum City.
I would
think.
imagine. I mean, there's not a B on that word, so I imagine it's just about a good old-fashioned plum.
I would hope.
There's a bunch of prunes.
Yeah, is that whatever.
Gorman in the morning. Coming right back. 92 KQRS. Streaming from 92KQRS.com. Gorman in the morning is back. 92 KQRS.
Gorman in the morning, Minnesota's 92 KQRS. Matt Serwe, KSTP Meteorologist, is in studio, and I just learned something while we were listening to Counting Crows. All respect to Mr. Stevens, my math teacher in high school, who used to say, no, you'll need this one day. You're the guy who actually needs multivariable calculus for your job. You're the guy.
Absolutely.
Wow. So explain why does a meteorologist have to understand calculus if you can do it in 60 seconds or less?
Absolutely. It's all about how fluids move over surfaces, which is exactly how the atmosphere works. So you have to figure out how things go in every which direction, the X, Y, and Z axis. And then you add the fourth dimension of time. So that's all what I had to learn in college.
I thought the hardest part of your job was figuring out all that green screen stuff. Holy smokes, I had no idea.
This way? Oh my gosh.
Man, wait a minute, I'm pointing left, but it looks like I'm pointing right. I'm very confused. That is really fascinating. I'm the first to say I've not given much thought to this, but like everybody, I roll my eyes when the weatherman gets it wrong. Mm-hmm. But way more often than not, you're right.
My line to people is I will give you in 1 month, so in 30 days, I will give you 2 forecasts that make you mad. So
Okay.
2 out of 30, 1 out of 15. I'm still batting at like 93%.
Way over the Mendoza line.
And I'm not talking about, oh my gosh, you forecast 75 and it was 76. That's wrong.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you a usable forecast.
Yeah.
I'm going to make sure you know when it's going to rain, how it's going to impact you, what kind of clothes you have to wear. But 2 days out of the month, I will get it wrong.
Okay.
That's pretty good. There's not too many of us that would not accept that as your work odds, generally speaking, your performance odds.
I'll take that's an A-, man.
Yeah, hell yeah, it is.
That's an A, not an A-. That's an A.
I went to Catholic school. They're hard graders.
Oh, that's how that works.
That's fair. That's fair. Hey, we got a couple of text questions. Actually, 2 of them, but they're essentially the same thing. With all this warm weather we've had this fall, are we in for a hard winter? That's from Claudia and Terry, by the way.
There's no indication either way. It's trending toward like a weak La Nina, which could mean slightly cooler and slightly wetter than average, but it's nothing. No big climatological thing is putting his hand down on the scale saying it's going to be this.
Okay, but the last 2 winters have been less than average for precipitation in the Twin Cities anyway, right?
For snow, precipitation has been because we had a lot of rain last year,
right,
so
that's true.
moisture-wise we were good.
Okay.
AccuWeather said, like, we're going to get hammered in December. Then it's going to ease up in January. And then February, it's going to hammer us again with cold.
If we get
snow.
If we get one snowstorm in December, they'll say, see, we were right.
Yeah.
That's what that is. We're going to get snow. We're going to get cold. I only like to go 2-3 weeks out maximum because, again, I want people to be able to have usable things that we can plan with that information.
You said earlier in the show, Matt, that you were 16 when you thought, I want to do weather.
That's when I've always been a weather nerd, but yeah, in high school, I absolutely knew I was going to do this.
Right, that's fascinating. So, I mean, were you were where growing up?
A suburb of Milwaukee. I was in Wauwatosa.
So, extreme weather. I mean, were you finding yourself? I'm just curious. Like, of all the things, we just take weather for everyone talks about it, but I've never met someone who does that, and I've never met someone who wanted to do it at an early age. So, I'm fascinated. It was just like as an interest, or I mean, where does that come from?
It was a fear. I was terrified. Like, I would, up until the age of like 10 or 11, I would run into my parents' room crying if I heard a big crack of thunder.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
My mom,
There you go.
my mom's recently retired teacher. One summer, she was redoing her district's science curriculum, and I was shockingly a young nerd, and she gave me teacher workbooks of like literally, here, this is how you teach science to kids. She said, go read these.
Okay.
And so the fear turned into curiosity, curiosity turned into passion, and now it's a love.
So from a fear of snakes to a snake charmer.
Exactly.
Pretty much.
But
yeah.
we don't control the weather as much as people like to think we pull the levers.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
I'm still waiting on Steve to become a snake charmer.
What? Yeah,
to overcome the fear of snakes.
I got a snake problem.
Him and Indiana Jones, yeah.
So you've been doing this professionally for how long?
15 years now.
Longest stint live TV because of extreme weather where you just had to keep going.
There was... It's usually about 3 hours. I did morning shows for most of my career.
Okay.
There was one instance in Omaha where I was on probably from 2:45 until 6:30 or 7 o'clock, and I actually got to say, "Oh, that's over. This hail core is over 114th and Arbor. Wait." That's my house.
Oh, no.
And I got videos from my husband later of accumulating hail outside of our house.
Oh, nice.
Wow. Yeah. Isn't it the saying in Omaha, if you don't like the weather, wait 5 minutes?
It's saying everywhere in the Midwest.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, fair enough.
Everyone in the Midwest thinks they're special, but no, we all get the same changing weather.
Yeah.
So ever chased a storm? Ever get in the SUV and just go after a twister?
Yes, but I've never seen one.
Okay.
We were going through.
Well, that's my idea. That's a successful storm chaser in my world.
We were the closest I ever got, and I got very close. I was probably a football field away from a tornado, but I couldn't see it. We were driving through northwest Wisconsin, through the town, or northeast Wisconsin, the town of Poisippi.
Okay.
And bunch of pine trees on either side of us, and it had just gotten too dark. And we all of a sudden saw a patio set fly in front of us. My friend slammed on the brakes. We didn't know we were about 100 yards away from an EF2 tornado.
Oh,
wow.
Dude.
That was terrifying.
Yeah,
Man.
I had a glimpse of a tornado through a lightning bolt. You know, pitch black, looking out a window across a big field, and lightning hits, and all of a sudden it was like, oh, wow, there's some lightning. And then lightning hit again, and there it was. And then it was, for that flash. And
no!
My brother and I, we were like, that was a tiny little guy, and it was terrifying.
Oh, I do not. There was a water spout that sat over a lake in Omaha. It literally sat over this lake for 20 minutes, and pretty much all 1 million people in the Omaha metro area got to see this. I could not because I was driving into work, and I didn't have a view of it, and it dissipated before I got in.
Oh man.
Bummer.
Wow.
You'll catch a big one. You'll get one
of these days.
I'd be okay not seeing a tornado.
Okay.
Yeah, that's actually probably for the best. Matt, it's good to see you in here, brother.
This is
Thanks
great.
for
I
coming
appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.
You are sporting some Wisconsin gear. Tough year for the Badgers, safe to say?
It's going to be a bad year.
Yeah.
I think the Axe is safely going to stay in down the street from us.
Okay, fair enough.
That's what we like to
Just
hear.
making sure. Matt, you're welcome back anytime, brother. We appreciate it.
Thank you. It was great.
That's kind of fascinating. I take my meteorologists and what they do for granted, and then I realize, wait, that's actually kind of impossible to try to figure out and make sense of that stuff.
Oh, yeah.
You think we pull out our phone and we can see what the temperature is going to be 7 days from now? That's insane.
Yeah.
You know
that's
what I mean?
very
So
true.
just to be even close to right is good enough for me.
I think about that often. Things like the first dudes, like the first settlers, let's say, that we have a recorded record of. Like I'm talking about Europeans coming over here, running roughshod from east to west for the new land. What do you think those guys from the north of England are thinking the first time they look across the plains and go, what is that thing coming this way? And it's a tornado.
Wow, yeah, good point.
I don't know if they have those that often in Europe. Maybe I know they do have them, but nowhere near like Tornado Alley. No, just like, man, what must have been going through their minds?
Sure, old Pig's Eye had some swear words I can't even think of at this point when he saw his first one in St. Paul. Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
For sure.
That's pretty much it. Earlier in the show, we were talking about tipping. The fact that tipping is out of hand. And I did make a knock. I said, would you tip a guy for an oil change and rider? You said, hey, that's a skill. That's something there. And a few people texted in like, hey, dude, back off the oil. I know no offense to the people changing oil. I was just asking a question.
It's also just think about it. It's not something we've traditionally done.
Yeah.
That's like, it's as simple as that.
I get it. I mean, there is a tipping market out there, and if people are taking advantage of it, sure, I get it.
So Mr. Ryder and I got into a little debate because we had a mattress delivered to our house, and he was like, "Do we tip them?" I'm like, "Frick yeah, we tip them. They're going to be hauling this thing upstairs and then hauling another one away. We definitely have to give them some walking around money."
Sure.
I said like $60, and he thought that was entirely too high.
Wow.
He did the search on the internet and said most people are doing $20, and the dude seemed more than happy with $20.
Okay,
So,
I can't stand that we are a cashless society because of things like that. Because you just don't realize how many times a 10 or a 20 actually is appropriate when somebody comes over. And I hate going, "Hey man, do you have like Venmo or something?" I mean, it's just not as cool as going, "Here you go, fa-pow, here's a Twinsky for you."
I don't know. If you ask for their Venmo, they're going to be pretty pleasantly surprised.
But I prefer to just.
It's
just way cooler to go, "Hey, thanks for coming." You just throw that folded bill over, bang, bing, bang, boom. Here you go.
Give them a little wink too and a nod.
Always.
I went to Medieval Times in Chicago for somebody's birthday.
I already like this.
Yes, and the servers there handed out little business cards with their like QR code for the Venmo on it.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's progressive.
Very progressive, especially for medieval times.
Yeah, I don't think they had QR codes in medieval times.
Wait a minute. Wow. So you're talking about like the wine wench and the dude on the rack and the grog boy and whatever they call them.
Yeah, there's somebody bringing you your food throughout the thing, and at the end of it, she handed out a business card.
What are you trying to tell me?
Do you want one text?
Sure.
We got a very impassioned text from Super Dave.
Okay.
He says, "I choose not to be careless with my money, and although I tip, I am choosy. I only get black coffee, and I throw in 50 cents. I went to the Fillmore. We got 2 beers, $31.50, and the suggestion is 18, 20, 25%. I say buck a beer, not much service there. When I was a kid, tipping was 10%, then went to 15%, now 20 to 25. So when is 30 coming?" He thinks it's getting to be excessive.
I will say tipping for drinks. I agree. It's like if you're just handing me a can of beer, that's $1.
Yeah.
I don't care if you're going to charge me $9 for it.
It's $1.
Surly furious. It's $1. It's $1 a beer. I'm not paying you for. I'm not going to determine what the drink costs. It's how much effort was it. And you turned to your left, opened a cooler, turned to the right, and went. Psh, that's $1. That's it. That's $1.
Yeah.
That's all I got for you. We've been talking about tipping off and on throughout the morning. This text about a festival merch booth.
Yeah. Talking about tipping at a festival. When I was at a festival recently, I bought shirts from the merch booth, and the machine asked me a question, as we've alluded to. The suggested tip for the merch was $30 for 30 seconds of work. Well, that's part of that is that you keep in mind that a T-shirt these days is $300, so that makes sense. But then there were food trucks there that didn't ask how much you wanted to tip when using your card.
Tipping at the merch booth at a gig, that would never occur to me.
No.
Really?
No.
I know for a fact that merch guys are just paid a flat fee, and it's good.
Okay.
And they usually have, there's a percentage of how much they sell.
Right.
So they're making commission too.
They're making a commission.
Okay.
And that's if it's a one-off at a local. The kid you hire to do your merch when you're a local band at the club, or you're just playing a few shows here and there. You know, like last year, Bagmen, we went out and played a few shows. Everywhere we went, we'd say to the club, "Hey, give us a merch guy," and then we'd give them whatever, $50, $100 plus a percentage of how many they sold.
Okay.
And so they're working for that commission, not for a tip from the buyer, but. It's a back end deal, and then obviously when you're talking about big tours, those merch guys are very well taken care of. That's a real job. They're on the road with the artist and blah blah blah. I've never been asked and I only buy shirts at gigs like for my kids. If I'm there with them, we'll go get a shirt or something.
Yeah.
And now they get it themselves. But I'm thinking just in the last 10, 12 years, if I'm at a merch stand, it's because I'm getting it for someone else. I've never been asked, "Do you want to leave a tip?" But yeah, I guess I shouldn't be surprised.
God, I can't believe you didn't get a Taylor Swift tour at the Taylor Swift shirt at the Eras tour.
No, just a tattoo.
Oh,
it's my one tat. I'm just saying. Hey man, that dance she did with that umbrella that one time, I didn't see Eras. I saw the one before.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
The one before that, and the one before that. I've seen her 3 times.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
And now Marley goes to the hardcore show.
She sure does, man. If she's not moshing and getting carried around on top of the crowd, she ain't there.
92 KQRS.
You can say a lot of things about that song. One thing you wouldn't say is that it's relaxing.
Yeah.
You wouldn't say, hey, I'm gonna hop in the sack and I'm gonna put on some Green Day to fall asleep to.
I mean, especially I have done that.
Well, sure you have, but at a certain point, that one in particular. But oftentimes, we do find ourselves getting into bed and putting on the TV to soothe us into sleep.
Sure.
Very famously, the late night shows, Carson.
Yeah.
That was sort of that was the point, is put that thing on. In your Barca lounger, or if you were lucky enough to have a TV in your bedroom, put it on. That's what lulls you to sleep. You get some good friendly banter. It's funny. You don't want to miss the joke, but at the same time, it's just the comfort when you get to know somebody. Years of watching Johnny Carson, for example. My parents, that thing would be on and they'd just be out like a light. Boosh.
Oh, yeah. Letterman, monologue, top 10 list, done.
Done. Yeah, that's right. As soon as someone sits down and they start chatting about this new project, you're like,
No, Letterman was such a good interviewer. He did it wrong.
Well,
if he was trying to lull me to sleep, he did it wrong.
You're younger than me. See, I was already old enough where I was like,
Fair enough.
I got to go down.
Fair.
What shows are the best to go to sleep to? Because a lot of people do need that TV on. I like going to sleep. If Rosemary's watching something, she will forever go like, oh, I'll turn it off. I'm like, no, leave it on, man. I like that noise. I like the glow of the light in the room, and then you're watching something and I'm sleeping, and we never get along better than when I'm asleep.
For sure.
But no, it's interesting.
That's great marriage advice.
That's great advice. Just get to sleep faster. They always say, don't go to bed angry. No, go to sleep.
Yeah.
You'll wake up and forget all about it.
Yep.
The most soothing shows, if you will. This is a list that's been compiled. I'm just going to go ahead and tell you the number one most soothing show because I don't know what the hell it is. Bluey.
It's a kids show.
I've heard of it, but I don't have any idea the context or what it is. It's Australian, right? That's all I know.
Does it have the dog?
Yeah, it's the blue spotted dog. Yeah. It's the most asinine thing they could put on the top of this list because I assume this list is for adults.
Yeah.
No adult cares or wants to. I'm not going to put it on to soothe me.
Okay,
I don't care what it is.
How about this?
It's going to put you to sleep because it's so boring because it's designed for a 3-year-old.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
How about this?
Then it wins.
How about this for soothing? Number 2, Seinfeld.
Yeah.
Well, maybe because I've seen it so much, I can drift in and out, and then boom, I already know what's happening.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Because otherwise, I mean, there's a dark undercurrent to every single episode. These are horrible people.
Oh yeah.
And so Mr. Bean also on the list. The Rowan Atkinson, English show of just a very bizarre person who rarely says any words, and he's just annoying, and it's funny, but weird.
I don't know. That one always made my skin crawl, and I know I'm in the minority on this one, but I just did not dig Mr. Bean.
You're not in the minority. Okay. I never understood it. I've watched like 2 episodes, and I've never gone back.
I love Rowan Atkinson. He was in a show. There's
funny.
4 seasons of a show called Blackadder. It's one of my favorite shows of all time. Absolutely hysterically funny. So when I first saw Mr. Bean, I was like, oh my God, it's Blackadder. I'm going to watch this.
Sure.
And after a while, I'm like, okay, I get it. I was on a flight once, and it was an overnight long international flight, and I was awakened by a gentleman laughing so hard at Mr. Bean that he woke me up.
Wow.
Oh, no.
Yeah! I'm talking that loud.
Wow.
Full-on belly laughing.
On
without any regard for where he was, which was sitting next to me, who was sound asleep. And so I've hated Mr. Bean ever since because I can never get that. By the way, that's 1992, and I'm still pissed off about it.
I don't blame you.
I was having a dream, and
that's not Mr. Bean's fault.
Brooke Shields was there. I mean, come on, this was tough. What are the worst possible shows to fall asleep to? The least soothing. 651-989-ROCK. Let me know what you think. Let's get into the least soothing.
Oh my God, this is so great. This is soothing. Okay. I fall asleep to Dateline every night because I like murder mysteries, bourbon, and dogs more than people.
Oh, okay.
Well,
I like bourbon and dogs, and my wife loves murder mysteries. So between the 3, that makes sense.
It's pretty great, actually. Matt Satriano gets us back into the least soothing. Least soothing would have to be, for me, Survivor or any of the Real Housewives shows because my anger, frustration, and hostility towards humans goes through the roof when any of those are on.
Well,
yeah, that makes sense.
A 651 number says the least soothing would be the final 2 minutes of literally every nail-biting Vikings game.
Ooh, that makes sense.
Hard to go to sleep when the football is on.
That's what the day-long schnapps binging is good for, though.
This is an interesting take. Todd says it doesn't matter what specific series it is. If you're binge watching something and start to nod off, that's the worst, because at some stage you actually fall asleep and then you need to come back later and figure out where the heck you lost track of things.
Standard.
That's fair.
Got to rewind.
Yeah, I do that quite a bit.
I watched. There was one show that I got into. I missed it in real time, and then when the lockdown happened in like 20, and we're all going back and we have time to watch all these shows. And it wasn't a show I tried to fall asleep to, but it was a show that kept me awake at night. I couldn't turn it off in my brain.
Okay.
Mr. Robot. Did you ever see it?
Oh, I watched one episode and I'm like, this might be too intense for me.
Yeah. That first season, especially when you're still trying to figure it out and you don't know what the big twist sort of surprise thing is. That first season of Mr. Robot, I watched all of it in like 4 days, 10 or 12 episodes.
Yeah.
And for a solid week, if I shut my eyes, I was just in that world. And it was like, this is not helpful, man. That show wound me up like a top.
I think I spent roughly 13 hours watching the first 3 episodes.
Oh, man.
Over and over, trying to understand what's going on. We got an interesting text, another one, from a 612 number. Bluey would not put me to sleep. It's one of the best shows out there. I've cried so many times watching Bluey. Just watch Onesies. It'll make you cry.
Really?
I have heard this take from some other parents. They're like, Bluey is a legit good kids show.
Okay, fair enough. I mean,
I haven't been intrigued enough to try and find out if that's true.
Are they? Is it Australian? I believe it is. And if so, are they talking in those crazy accents? I mean, it's worth taking a look, I guess. I'm going to have to look it up now. I mean, I'll have to watch it, I should say. Bluey. All right, fair enough. You learn something every day around here, I guess. Here's something in case you're just joining us you may not be aware of. Baldman Brewery in Eagan. Today.
Oh, yeah.
5:30 p.m. Let's roll, shall we? And one more note that I would be remiss if I didn't mention. Rush is back. Geddy Lee and Alex Lifeson return for their 50-something tour next summer, and we really want to send you to see them twice, both nights in Chicago. You can enter to win tickets for 2 shows at the United Center, round-trip airfare, and a 4-night hotel stay. Go to 92kqrs.com. All right, here's your last story. Do you ever have a feeling you just can't shake?
Oh, yeah.
You know, like you just know those girls were talking about you and you walked into the bathroom sophomore year right before the homecoming dance?
Yes,
sure.
exactly.
Okay, Daniel Keith Ludwig had a feeling he just couldn't shake. From the minute his wife gave birth to their daughter back in the 1930s, this guy just knew. He knew in his bones that this little bundle of joy wasn't his.
Yeah.
Now, he couldn't prove it, and his wife swore she'd always been faithful. But this guy, Daniel Keith Ludwig, could never quite shake it. Now, he was a very bright guy, a shipping tycoon, a man born to very little, a man who died a billionaire. So super successful, and he always trusted his gut. And within a few years of the birth, he decided, I can't trust my wife anymore. I'm going to divorce her. And his wife always maintained, this is your daughter.
Yeah.
I didn't do anything. This is 1937 that he leaves.
Sure.
He dies in 1992, and along with leaving behind several billion, he left a sizable chunk of his genetic material to be frozen and locked away. Oh, and he left his daughter out of the will entirely.
Oh, man.
Because he knew she would contest it when she found out, and he was like, you can take this genetic material and perform some DNA tests.
Yeah.
Okay? So she did contest the decision. She's like, I can't believe this guy did this to me. Science had long since caught up to his suspicions, so DNA tests were conducted. Now imagine spend 45 years believing this gut instinct you have on something as important as your lineage and your legacy, all because of this needling insecurity that your wife slept around.
Right.
And then you leave your daughter out of your will because of it. And so what could have been a loving relationship between father and daughter is wasted, never fully develops to begin with, and then ultimately it's destroyed over paranoia and suspicion. It is tragic.
Okay.
So the DNA test came back, and, well, he was right.
She was not his daughter?
She wasn't his daughter. His wife had been knocking the nickels out of some other tomcat the whole time.
Oh, man.
Wow. So go figure. I mean, the point is, it does pay, and in some cases, literally billions, to trust your gut.
Trust your instincts, yeah.
Yeah,
absolutely.
there you have it.
Yep.
All right, there's your last word for the day. That's a happy story, isn't it?
I would rewatch that Maury Povich episode over and over and over again.
Yes, we all would.
Jerry.
Tomorrow on this show, another round of Twin Cities Civil War for Paul McCartney
Holy
tickets.
cow.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna keep doing this right about 7:05 until we either run out of Paul McCartney tickets or the Paul McCartney show comes. We'll see which comes first.
Very good. Jesse Pierce, our good buddy, is also going to come in. We'll review tonight's Wild Blues game, and we will preview the home opener. That's exciting.
Yeah.
Also, Nick Offerman on the show tomorrow.
Wow. Yeah.
Ron Swanson is going to be on the show. Fletcher, what's coming up right here now?
Commercial free just after 11:45. 2 chances at $1,000. Another chance at Rush. And just after 10, how about a song that a band wrote about seeing the stars in Wales and then named it after finding a Yellow Pages in the studio?
Well, okay. That sounds like a plan. Bada bing.
Gorman in the Morning is also Gorman on the go. Get the 92 KQRS app and stream live or catch the Gorman in the Morning podcast anytime. 92 KQRS.